So you tweeted yesterday saying that a good vaccine is a vaccine which is safe, effective, is easy to store and supply, and also offers long-term protection. So would you say the Oxford vaccine fits the bill?
Well, so far it's ticking all the boxes. Of course, on the point of the long-term protection, as I said, only time will tell. We need another 6 months to a year to know that. But of course, it's very affordable. It's certainly safe, and it's stored at +2 to 8 degrees, which is a temperature that all the reefer vans and trucks that we have in India and the cold storages that we have, which is basically your logistics and infrastructure that India has, it's the ideal temperature. In fact, some vaccines will be at -20, and of course some which are even harder to manage at -70. But so if you look at the different ranges of vaccines that are being developed, both in India and globally, +2 to 8 degrees is the best temperature.
So what is the vaccine going to be priced at for the general public? Because you said you offered it at $3 a dose to COVAX and the WHO. But for the general public, people like me, when I have to buy it from a chemist, how much do I pay for it?
It'll probably end up being around $5 to $6 a dose, with an MRP of 1,000 rupees. Of course, the government of India will be getting it at far cheaper because of a price, a much lower price, probably around $3 to $4, because they'll be buying they'll be buying large volumes, hundreds of millions of doses. So they'll get the access to the price which is similar to what COVAX has got, which is $3. And the general public, as I mentioned, will probably have to pay around 500 to 600 rupees. Today vaccines like the pneumococcal vaccine today, for example, is around 1,000 rupees. So we're still pricing it far cheaper and more affordable than even some of the other vaccines that we have today on the market.
So you got into the act very early, way back in April. There was no viable vaccine then, and people were just starting to work on vaccines. So, and you took many calculated risks. You've tied up with 5 different developers. So, what is your advice to other vaccine makers? Because it really gave you the capacity and the capability to scale up production very, very quickly. So, do you think that's the way forward?
Well, I can't advise others on how to, take risks, because everyone has a different appetite to take risk. We are a privately listed company and don't have investors or other shareholders or bankers to be accountable to. So I was able to take a lot of risk. A lot of my critics said, oh, but do you know what you're doing? Why are you betting so big on this one or that one? If this doesn't work out, what are you going to do? You'll have lost hundreds of millions of dollars and, time. So we had to very carefully, scientifically calculate our risk. And that's why we chose and bet on these candidates, Novavax, Oxford AstraZeneca, and some of the others like Codagenics and the Spy Biotech RBD vaccine, because we had no choice. So at least I felt I had no other moral choice. It was almost my responsibility and duty. Otherwise, countless lives, would have been lost next year. Because imagine if I took the decision now at this stage, when we know that the vaccine is going to produce good results, we will have lost 6 months of hundreds of millions of doses next year, which would have been available at the end of the year instead of early on. And God knows how many lives would have been lost. So I took that call along with my team to just bet and commit and hope that all this would work out, and it has to a large extent. And it's been very stressful at that time when we were trying to get all this to work out and rejig capacity and facilities and manpower and get equipment in record time. We've broken records on everything. This sort of thing would have taken 2 or 3 years to do. We've done it in 4 months. By rejigging facilities and redesigning them and getting equipment there. So it's been a Herculean task, and we're very happy now that we're almost now on an autopilot, waiting just for the vaccine results to come, and then we can churn out hundreds of millions more of the vaccine.